Well, hello out there. Welcome to Reach Out Recovery podcast. Let me ask you a question. Do you ever date someone so wrong that your friends needed like recovery meetings after hearing about it? Yeah. Well, that's what we're starting today because bad dating isn't just bad luck. It's often biology, psychology, and unhealed stuff doing the tango together. And the good news, you can rewire that. You can literally change who you're attracted to. And it's not magic, it's actually neuroscience. So today we're going to dive deep into the science of love, trauma bonding, attachment rewiring, and emotional sobriety in dating. And yes, honey, we'll laugh at the chaos because humor is how we heal. So grab your oat milk latte, your favorite blanket, and maybe the list of exes you swore you'd burn, because this is recovering from bad dating. All right, so let me fix all this, take this out. I am here engineering and trying to host at the same time. So forgive me if I look like a deer caught in headlights. But without further ado, let me introduce my co-host today and always, the one and only, the fabulous Lindsey Glass. Hi, Lindsey. You're tiny there. Let me bring you up and
Okay, I don't mind.
let me tell you, girl, it's been quite a day. So here we are. Yay! I did it.
Good for you. It's been a day, it's been a week, it's been a month.
Girl, I'm telling you. And you know, what a better bad week to talk about bad dating.
That's right. It's
Yeah.
one of my favorite subjects, actually, and something I know quite a bit about, Grace.
Oh,
So,
don't we all? I know way too much.
but I just want to tell you something. I was really thinking about this all week. I really was. And one of the things I've learned in all of my experience is if you actually do some of the work around dating, if you want to date well and get through bad dating and really like think about this stuff and you do the work, it's actually really hard to date because you're dating people and instantly you're being like, oh, unhealed trauma. Oh, I'll need
Yes,
to love him. Oh, you know,
absolutely. So
and you see,
segment one is going to be about why we date the wrong people. So I love your lead into
oh, I
it.
just jumped in. Sorry.
No, no worries, no worries, girl. Don't worry. We're having fun here. We're just chatting. I have the segments because I'm crazy like that. I want to put the segments up. So we date the wrong people, and when you fall for the wrong person, again, it's easy to think like, what's wrong with me, right? But let me tell you what, Lindsey, science says it's not your fault. It's your
No.
wiring.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's entirely your wiring, and we did a little research. Do you want me to read
yes,
the research? Okay.
yes. Go for it, please.
So, according to Dr. Helen Fisher's work at Rutgers University, romantic attraction activates the same neural pathways as addiction. Um, I know. So, dopamine floods your system, your prefrontal cortex goes on vacation, and suddenly that walking red flag seems like a limited edition, right? I
Yes.
think a lot of us have been there. So, there actually is a chemistry of chaos that goes on with dating. And it includes dopamine, which is the reward chemical, which spikes in early attraction. It's the same surge seen in gambling and in drug addiction, actually. There's oxytocin, which is the bonding hormone. It glues you emotionally, even if the person's behavior really doesn't warrant it. And oxytocin is usually produced from physical activity, I
Yes.
believe.
Yes.
So it's often why in recovery programs for love and dating, they ask you not to get physical for a little bit of while. Um,
Ah.
yeah, we could talk about that later. But then there's cortisol, which is the stress hormone, which increases in unstable relationships, which for those people who grew up in unstable environments, they
All
really
of
relate
us.
to that. They relate to it. It feels exciting. And here's the other thing, it feels familiar.
Yes, it does.
So,
Absolutely. It feels
yeah,
like passion when it's really not passion, it's
right.
chaos,
That's right.
right?
So the roller coaster becomes the hook, and your brain really mistakes this intensity for intimacy. You haven't known this person for 6 months. You haven't developed trust and love and whatever. It's been, who knows, weeks, a month, and you're suddenly thinking that you're madly in love with somebody. Um, and it's based off hormones more than anything else.
Absolutely. So we always have some practical tips here because that's what we do. So when you feel that wild chemical rush early on, because that's what happens, okay? It's just pause and ask yourself, is this person consistent or just exciting? That simple question is going to start to retrain your brain from addiction attraction to secure connection, right? And
Absolutely.
yeah, because in the beginning it's so exciting, that passion, that all those hormones, like you were telling us all those hormones are like kicking in, and so we're like, woo, this is so fun. Not really.
Let me add something. Sometimes when you find yourself really, really having that wild chemical rush for someone, you're really attracted to them. It's been helpful at times for me to think, who does this person remind me of?
Exactly.
Because maybe they remind you
Exactly.
of somebody or have qualities that you find attractive, but maybe they aren't the qualities you're actually looking for in a trusted, reliable romantic partner.
100%. I love that because I remember like some of my partners resembled my father and some my
Mhm,
mother and some the
mhm.
two of them, and none of them worked out. So
Right.
apparently that's not what I need, but it did feel familiar and comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's a little mini exercise that you guys can do. So go ahead and write down three qualities of people you've dated that caused chaos and three that made you feel calm. And keep that list on your phone. And when your next crush appears, go ahead and do the vibe check. Science, you know what science calls this? Pattern interruption.
Very good. So, yeah, if your dating life feels like one deja vu with worse haircuts every single time, let me tell you, it's not the universe. It's actually your nervous system asking for some rehab.
Absolutely. And then I remember that, I used to take breaks and then I would miss that rush.
Oh, yeah.
I know. And the dating apps provided that rush for me because you would talk to different people at the same time and everybody had something that you were attracted to.
Right.
So it's very confusing, but once you realize that that's not what you need and what you truly want, once you get over the trauma bonding and all of that, then it's too late to find a partner.
No. No, but I want to add something really quickly, which is the dating apps really do cause a lot of trouble. And I've used them for 20 years. So,
Mhm.
I'm as guilty as anybody, but I think part of the problem with dating apps is exactly what you said. There's a certain excitement to doing it. When you stop doing it, life is kind of boring. You're like, oh, because these dating apps are as addictive as the social media apps. You're waiting for that buzz, you're waiting for that like. And I'm telling you, I do often feel like I'll take a break and maybe a week or two goes by and I'm like, I'm bored. And
Oh,
it's just
absolutely.
extraordinary how quickly I will go back to my whatever it is.
Absolutely. It's the excitement.
Yeah.
Another thing that I've done, Lindsay, is replace that excitement with other things
Yeah.
that are not as harmful because, sometimes we start talking to someone and they seem really nice. And then you get kind of a little bit attached to the idea, not the person, but the
Absolutely.
idea that this person could be your person. And then when they ghost you, when you ghost them, when it doesn't happen, when they do something that's super red flag, then you get so disappointed. And I got really tired of the disappointment part of it. I got sick and tired of it.
Do you know what I think can be a little bit helpful with that? Is and here's the thing, I've done this a lot. It doesn't even always work. So I'll be the first to say, not all this stuff works. But
Yes.
the thing I've been doing, is trying to be really upfront going in.
Nice.
And
Yes.
just, I'm not a little kid anymore, and I'm not afraid of these guys anymore. It's funny,
No.
when I was younger, I'd be like afraid to ask serious questions. And now
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you want?
Yeah.
Like, what are you
Totally.
looking
Yeah.
for? What kind of lifestyle do you want? And it feels weird, but it's like you get to a certain age, you're like, one, I don't have time for this. And two, I'm really good at seeing through a lot of things. So you hear the same sentences over and over when you date a lot. You hear people saying the same thing. And you're sort of like
Yes.
immediately like, like
Yeah. I
maybe I
often,
need to investigate.
totally. I often wonder, do they have like a manual? Do they have like a group chat where they all say, hey, these phrases work, just say them? I think they do.
I saw something really funny on TikTok where this girl is making, just pages and pages of the red flags in dating apps, and they're hilarious. And
Yeah.
once I like saw a bunch of these, I started looking, and it is shocking how many guys are using these phrases that
Oh
are
yeah.
red flag phrases.
Totally. Isn't it the one where she like circles with red and like starts drawing on the profile? I love her.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
They're set behind like alcoholic drinks and fancy bars.
Ah,
That's her
okay.
setting. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
there's so many red flags, you know. I remember I had a boyfriend who we tried 3 times. That should have been a red flag. But you know, and I didn't know he was actually an alcoholic until he was a homosexual. He needed a home, and I was like, okay, go ahead and move in. It's okay. And wow, that wine in the refrigerator, the red wine, girl, it was like it went down in one day, like the whole bottle. I was like, okay, somebody likes to drink, and
right.
his behavior completely changed when he moved in. He was very abusive. So this is what I did. 5 days he stayed here. I put all his stuff out, right? I put it like here in the living room. I texted him, didn't even call him, and said, get your stuff right now and get the hell out of my house. And so I reimbursed him for the rent that he paid that he didn't use. That's how. Oh, and he still was like, "You're cheating," you know. On the and it's like, no, honey, basic math. This is how it works. I'm giving you exactly the amount. He was so awful, and so he was getting the stuff out, and so abusive that as he was getting his stuff out, he was saying, "You're not going to help me." I'm
Oh
like,
my
are you
God.
kidding me? I started laughing in his face because I have experience with narcs, you know, and it was
Yeah.
like, it was so obvious, so abusive and so obvious. I was like, Dad, you have some nerve. Me, I'm going to help you. You're an abuser. You're awful. I offered you my home and you act
Right.
like this. So get the hell out of here. So he got out. Thank God. And he was like, I'm going to block you. This is it. I'm like, please do put that in writing.
Yeah. Is that a promise?
Exactly.
But, I do want to say something really quickly, because I don't want it to seem like we're totally down on dating,
No,
because
not at all. Not at all. We're just saying the bad experiences.
yeah, and I want to add, what's tough about these dating apps and being out there is, if you're somebody, I have all the respect in the world for people who are out there trying to meet people,
Totally.
because it is hard and it is painful. It's a full contact sport, dating in
Mhm.
2025. So I just want to say it takes a lot of bravery, and a lot of commitment. And I think if you are even out there trying to do this, bravo,
Yeah.
bravo, because
Kudos. Yeah.
it's not easy. And I want to say there, I also want to add this. As many nightmares are there, the whole point of this work is to be able to attract the good ones, because
Yes.
there are good ones out there, and not be bored by them, and not think this isn't triggering my trauma response, but, recognize it. So anyway,
A hundred, 100%. So we are not just going to talk about bad dates, which is a lot of fun though, by the way, but we're also, we're going to show us and our audience how to heal from this and attract the right people. So let's go to segment number 2, attachment theory, your love blueprint. So you want to go ahead and read like the
Yeah, absolutely.
studies and
You know,
everything?
I love science.
I know. So go ahead and read it, girl.
Okay, so attachment theory was originally developed by John Bowlby and expanded by Mary Ainsworth. Um, and it explains how your early caregiving experiences shape adult love. So I was talking earlier about, we're wired. We're wired by our parents. We're wired by our caregivers and the relationships we see. So the quick rundown is a secure attachment style is what you want. This
Okay.
is healthy. This is a kid who was raised in a loving environment. This is a kid with parents who gave them the self-confidence they need to be able to go out into the world. A secure attachment style, they trust love, they communicate directly, they have the ability to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Very important word, vulnerable. Next is anxious. An anxious attachment style is kind of where, when I used to slide between anxious and avoidant, which is a real
Oh,
thing. But
interesting.
anxious is somebody who craves closeness and fears rejection. An
Yeah.
avoidant actually fears intimacy and values independence. Okay,
Yeah.
good. We're going to talk about you in a minute. Disorganized is both wants and fears love. Oh, that's me. Disorganized. Hello, chaos. So I read a book about it, and they were like, look, you actually can be anxious and avoidant,
Yeah.
depending on the situation. So I guess they're calling it disorganized, and
Interesting.
that is, I'll explain it very clearly. It's it happens to me, and I know when it's happening. I meet somebody, I'm not as into them as they are in me. They're calling every day, they're texting every day, and within a week of it, I'm like, stay away. I can't deal. Like,
Yes.
I'm not looking for a
Same.
relationship. Meanwhile, I
Yeah.
meet somebody else, usually like some kind of alcoholic,
Of
narcissist,
course. Don't we
and
love them?
it's some kind of like very different pattern.
Yes.
So anyway, so studies show, and this is one by Levine and Heller, this is from 2010, that people with insecure attachment often feel chemistry with partners who match their familiar childhood patterns,
Yes.
not necessarily their healthiest ones. So I grew up in an alcoholic home. So
Right.
it's very normal for me to find myself in those situations.
Absolutely.
So do you want to speak to any of that?
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say, I think I'm avoidant, but I'm also a little anxious. And yeah, because my dad um, was a little bit aloof. And it wasn't because of me, it was because he was avoiding my mom, because my mom was BPD, borderline personality disorder. So it's kind of like a dry alcoholic. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what they call it. And so my dad would be like working late, you know? And so I thought it was about me. And of course, it wasn't about me, because when I connected with my dad, it was a lot of fun. And he actually made me feel safe. He was the only one in my family who made me feel 100% safe. Like I knew he was not going to explode and switch on me like my mom did. Didn't make me feel safe at all. But the one that made me feel safe, was avoidant in a way. So I have the anxious, which is I crave closeness with, a partner. Like I craved closeness with my dad, but he couldn't give me that because of my mom. And avoidant because I'm scared of getting hurt, like, or being
Right.
switched on like my mom did. So I figured it out. Wow. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, good. Good. Listen, but this is what we want everyone to do. Anybody who's listening, take a moment, think about these things. Like, we're talking about it with ourselves because we're trying to make it relatable. But I know there are a lot of women out there, people I
Yes.
know, friends of mine, who really feel crazy, feel bad, feel like they can't get out of these cycles.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you, the way I got out of these cycles was I read books about this stuff.
Right.
And I
Right.
really started identifying my behavior. And that's why I said sometimes dating for me now is tricky, because
Yes.
I know too much and I just immediately can see these things coming out.
Oh,
So
girl, the BS detector is insane. It's crazy. And speaking of our fans, Here's one of our fans, Jess from Denver, and she wrote, "Every guy I date starts out perfect, attentive, charming, obsessed. Then they pull away and I spiral." We've been there. "I know it's not love, but I can't stop wanting to fix them." Oh, that's a huge, huge trap. And apparently that's a classic anxious avoidant trap. And Jess's body associates distance with desire. So when she feels calm, it reads as boredom because calm was never safe before. Interesting. That kind of sounds like you too, Lindsey. Did you write this?
No, but
I'm
that
joking.
absolutely I relate to that completely, and
Yes.
I can tell you when you grow up in kind of a chaotic home, that's really what you're trying to reproduce over and over, even if you don't want to. You actually have to work very hard to stop it. But
Mhm.
we have a great practical tip number 2 for this one, so I'm going to go ahead and dive in. So
Yes.
start regulating your nervous system before dating. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And this is kind of same thing for addiction recovery or gambling or anything. Okay.
Okay.
So you get a text, don't respond, pause. 4, 7, 8 breathing, whatever it is, breaths, do
Mhm.
your boxed breathing before responding to text. I knew a fabulous coach who used to say, wait 5 to 20 minutes based on how busy you are. Like, why
Mhm.
are you there responding to a text? What do? You don't have anything better to do than respond to a text?
Right.
Okay. Number 2, this is a huge thing in trauma healing. I did a lot of work around this in my life. Notice your body sensations.
True.
If your heart is racing, if your chest is tight, if you start feeling things in your stomach,
Yes.
these are signs. Your body is giving you information that it wants you to pay attention to. So, really
Yes.
think about, are these signs because I'm excited? Are these signs because this person is actually triggering anxiety in me? What a relief it was to know when I was recovering from this kind of stuff to be like, oh, wait, that feeling of anxiety, waiting for somebody to text you back, that's not good. Like, if you have that, there's a lack of trust and whatever with this person. So now
Absolutely.
I'm able to see, wow, I'm feeling super weird. This doesn't make me more attracted to you. This
Yeah.
makes me nervous that you're somebody that's playing games because you're not actually responding in consistent ways.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
Absolutely.
right after that, you want to say, this is a trauma echo, not a soulmate. I remember when somebody first told me about, what is it called? Your flame,
Oh,
your,
your twin flame. Yes.
yeah. Like, and I thought that was so romantic when I first heard about it.
Yeah.
And then I started reading more about it. It couldn't be more toxic of an idea.
Well, the word flame, honey, I mean, you're going to burn at some point, right? So it doesn't sound too good.
Well, you and I aren't. That I'm pretty sure of.
No, I know. Yeah, no, absolutely. And soulmates can also be people that you're not romantic with, like it could
Absolutely.
be a parent, it could be a friend, it's having the same type of soul. So that's nothing to do with romanticism. I think they programmed us to believe that well, there's one out there for us because the government and religion wants us to get married and have kids and have one person because it's probably giving them, more money than if somebody is single. I don't know, I guess.
But you said something really important. You were talking about we can have different kinds of soulmates,
Yeah.
and that's a really important point. When you think about your best girlfriend, guy friend, whoever friend, think about how they make you feel.
Yeah.
Because what your goal is emotional neutrality. You want to feel good. You want to
Yeah.
feel warm. You want to feel safe. You don't want to feel triggered. And when you start to actually identify in your body when you feel warm and safe with somebody versus when you feel triggered or attracted by all the wrong things, listen, sometimes you meet somebody and it's completely like this, but they bring out the worst in you.
I know. Isn't that crazy? I
And
had yeah.
it's always shocking for me where a month
Yeah.
in, I'm like, wait a minute, as much as I like this person, they are not making me my best self. And
Yeah.
why not? Like, what's going on here? It's,
Well, personally, I think they're in a different frequency than you are, because
mm,
it's all about frequency. You might connect with them, but they're like in the frequency of, let's say, of fear, and you're in the frequency of joy. So there's like, but they like you because you have that joy. So they want to like take it away from you. I've had that happen so many times because I'm such a happy, dumb happy. I'm like,
and
everything's
that's a
okay.
really interesting thing too.
Yeah.
Really happy, positive, nurturing women often attract takers, men who
Yep.
can be selfish, men who can be narcissistic, men who end up, it's like you meet them and they're love bombing you and you think,
Oh
oh,
yeah.
this person's going to hold me up. And then, a year later,
Yeah.
they're picking on you and you're
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, how did we go from glorifying me to making me the bad guy every day?
Totally. And it's so confusing for
Yeah.
our psyche, our body, and everything. They make us sick. People like that make us literally sick because your
Yeah.
body, like you said, it's trying to tell you this is not good for you. It's upsetting me.
And if anybody's listening right now or hears this and is in a relationship or, one of these situations with somebody who is making them sick, I'll be the first to tell you it is absolutely painful separating from these people because there is
Mhm.
this, bond, but life is so much better without them.
Oh, the
Like that
peace,
sitting in your car being like, I want to kill myself because this person
girl.
made me feel so bad. Nothing is really worth that.
Nothing. I remember with my ex narcissistic abuser, who was a known actor. We're not gonna say names, but he, no, she's like, no, 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 no. It's okay. No, nobody. He's one of those character actors that but don't remember the name, so don't worry about it. And there's nothing on the internet about it. But
Not yet. Just
well,
kidding.
I speaking of car, I would go into my car and cry or have to drive away from my home because we lived together. I felt like this knot in my stomach every time I got home because I didn't know if he was going to be good, nice person or a horrible demon trying to, destroy me.
Right.
So yeah, so the car, it's so funny because that's kind of like a place where you can be quiet and without the person that's upsetting you in your own environment. But I find that by not dating, and again, it's something that I have to correct within myself, the attachment style that I have to correct in me to be able to date healthier. But not dating and being single like I am now, I've never been so happier and more at peace than now.
I believe it. Well, all the studies are in, and many of them say for women, a single life can be a lot happier, a lot more satisfying.
Mhm.
So it's funny. I love that we're kind of different because I am always looking.
Yeah.
I take breaks, but I've been married once. I was in another long-term relationship that I wanted to be for life. It
Hmm.
was such a disappointment that it didn't work out for me. So I am looking to replace that, and it keeps me and I want to say something. I don't think because you date a lot or you haven't found your person yet makes you unsuccessful at dating. In fact, I kind of think it's the opposite. I think I'm pretty successful in dating now.
Hmm.
I know really quickly what won't work for me.
Yeah.
And I'm able to communicate in much healthier ways.
Hmm.
So, for the women who are like, do I date? Do I not date? It's really like, what do you want your lifestyle to be?
Yeah.
Do you want it to be peaceful and nice? Don't date. Do
I
you
know.
want to ultimately find a partner that you'll end up probably hating in a few years anyway? Keep dating.
Totally, totally. And we have here Alpha, the first one, Leo man, Leo woman here, Leo man, and bad boy for life. I know what you're talking about. Love is pain. Well, love is pain, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. It can
So
be,
let's reframe it.
yeah,
Let's
okay,
reframe
okay,
it.
let's do it.
Okay. Because absolutely pain is a part of love, but
Yes.
I think pain also helps us grow. And it can help us really see what we're looking for down the line.
Yeah.
And I think that here's the thing. So I do this teen stuff, and I was working on the curriculum this morning. And one of the things was we're trying to teach them emotional pain is part of life.
Yeah.
Like, let's not,
Yeah.
if you're going to love, you're going to hurt, even when it's
Absolutely.
good.
Yeah, but girl, I'm tired of hurting. So it's like, it's like I hurt so much before that, and now this part of my life, I just want to be at peace. And if that means not dating, that's my personal viewpoint.
That's your recovery right now, not
It's
dating.
my recovery, yes.
I totally understand it.
Absolutely.
And I think it's really healthy when at times you need to focus on yourself,
Yes.
and not doing it. But I definitely think that pain is just going to be part of it, and kind of knowing that you're going through pain. I sort of always look at it as the hero's journey. You're looking for love, you're on the hero's journey. You're going to experience some tough stuff.
Definitely. And there's some scientific backup to everything we've been talking about. A 2018 UCLA study found that people who practiced mindfulness-based emotional regulation had decreased cortisol reactivity and improved romantic communication. Translated is calm brains pick better partners. So calming your brain and your nervous system is extremely important. And you were saying that before, just breathe, pause before you answer a text. So it's all in us too. Of course, we can't control people that are narcissistic or whatever, but we can control the fact that we have to learn how to spot them and stay the hell away from them.
I want to add something else that
Yes.
somebody I worked with back in the day was very, very good. Sometimes I would do things and she would say to me, "What was your motivation in doing that?"
Mm.
And that's a really good one. You haven't heard from somebody and you want to be in touch, right? You're anxious. You're like, where are they? Whatever. And, that urge to maybe like create a situation or whatever it is, it's always really good to check your motivations and say, do I want to do this right now because I really want to see how they're doing? Or do I want to do this right now because I'm desperate to connect and I'm willing to make things up to be able to get their attention?
Absolutely. And let me tell you, if your attachment style were a drink, mine used to be a double espresso with a side of panic. Now it's more like I would say herbal tea, which I drank a lot of. Still hot, just less chaos. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to a little video break. And by the way, this segment of Reach Out Recovery is brought to you by the state of Gracefraga and Reach Out Recovery, because sometimes the most toxic relationship we have is with our own self-talk. So let's go. I actually wrote a little book on dating, so I'm going to show a little video about it. Dating is like trying to find a needle in a haystack, except the haystack is full of frogs and weird DMs. But who says you can't have fun while you're searching for that needle or prince? Say goodbye to dating disasters and hello to love that lights up your world. In Love, Laughter, and Lessons, a fun guide to dating, I spill all the secrets to navigating the dating scene with grace, humor, and just the right amount of sass. Whether you're swiping left or making eye contact across the room, I'll show you how to attract love like a magnet. It's time to stop waiting for love and start living it. Get your copy of Love, Laughter, and Lessons, a fun guide to dating today, and let the magic begin. All right, let me shift to, wait, I can't find where is it?
Uh-oh.
Let me see. Hold on, give me a second. This is what happens when you're live. Now we have the little video as a guest.
Oh,
all right. I know, isn't it fun? I have to learn how to remove these things. I think I know what I did. I messed up. Okay, let's keep talking. I'll figure it out. Okay, so go ahead. We are on segment number 3 right now, which is the science of trauma bonding, why you can't let go of the wrong one. So go ahead, girl.
Okay. So have you ever tried to move on from someone who treated you?
Oh, no. Grab a glass, sit your mistakes down, honey. Okay, I'm not my smartest and my best. So I'm gonna edit this out.
But you still look beautiful. Okay,
Oh,
so have you ever tried to move on from somebody who treated you like an unpaid therapist and your body still craves them like caffeine? I have. That's not weakness. That is what we call trauma bonding.
mm-hmm.
So, coined by Dr. Patrick Carnes, trauma bonding happens when intermittent reinforcement affection mixed with neglect wires your brain to associate pain with passion.
There you go. Yes. Remember I told you it was like passion. I feel like the turmoil is passion, but it's not.
So the other thing is, again, this very directly comes from if your parents treated you this way. If love was conditional, if a parent was alcoholic and they were unpredictable, if a parent had mental health
Mm-hmm.
issues, and sometimes, they were the best parent and they loved you more than anything and they bought you stuff. And other times they were like, you're a rotten loser, get out of my space. That's what we're talking about. And like in relationships, this kind of intermittent reinforcement, it can be anything. Honestly, if somebody is texting you all day, every day, and then they disappear for the weekend, that is intermittent. That is a kind of, it's creating something where, over that weekend, you're going to suffer because you're waiting for those texts. You're being conditioned in a certain way.
Yeah.
So do you want to talk about the biochemistry of addiction, love, or do you want me to? Because
No, I can, well, yeah, let's just, I'll just continue with that. So the biochemistry of addiction, love. So when a partner alternates kindness and cruelty, your brain releases dopamine unpredictably, just like a slot machine.
Mm-hmm.
And the amygdala, the fear center, and nucleus accumbens, I don't know what that is, the reward center apparently.
That's right.
They start looping together. So your fear center and reward center start looping together. That's why you feel like the passion is like a reward. That's so weird. Each high after a fight reinforces the bond, creating withdrawal when you try to leave. That makes so much sense. It's addiction.
Yes. And read the next piece goes even further.
Okay. Can you read it?
Yes, I would love to.
Go for it.
So a 2016 study from the Journal of Behavioral Addictions found that romantic rejection activates.
I'm so sorry.
Not getting along with your mom or your daughter,
Ah!
it's a unique kind of heartbreak. The strain can seep into every corner of your life, your peace, your confidence, your other.
We're back.
Uh-oh, I can't. Oh, there we are. Now, can you hear me?
There we are. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what's happening. I think it's haunted today. It is completely haunted.
No problem. No problem.
No, I'm serious. It's not working like the same way it always works. I don't know what's happening. So I'm just not going to show any more videos. I'm just going to refrain from that.
Okay. All right.
So sorry, guys.
Oh, no. I'm going to tell our study. So a 2016 study from the Journal of Behavioral Addictions found that romantic rejection activates the same brain regions as drug withdrawal. The pain you feel when a toxic partner leaves isn't just emotional, it's neurological, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why deleting his number or her number or their number feels like detox. And yes, you will crave the chaos until you replace it with peace that feels equally powerful. And you were actually talking about that replacement activities. And those are so really important. So actually, do you have any that you like before we get into our story?
Any replacement activities? Well, at this point, I don't even replace because I haven't been dating. But what I can say is when you withdraw from dating, you find yourself enjoying your own company. And I find I am a total nerd, so I go down rabbit holes of quantum physics or whatever. interest me at the time. And that makes me happy. It makes me happier than going on a date, getting dressed, putting on makeup, and, just not having anything in common or being treated like crap. Or whatever, or having a good date even, because then you don't know what comes after. So it's like, just do whatever, switch it to whatever you enjoy doing. And for you to find out what you really enjoy doing by yourself, you need to be by yourself. That's my 2 cents.
Okay, I disagree a little bit because I hate being with me. Oh my God, I struggle being alone. I struggle with loneliness. It's so interesting. I've really worked hard at practicing so that I'm okay when I am on my own. But no, it's a much bigger struggle for me. So replacement activities have included finding people in other ways. This
Right.
is where recovery meetings have come in really handy, because here's the truth. If you have a great recovery group, um, they can bring all the laughs and connection that you need. And let me tell you, there's some good looking people in some of these recovery groups. So there are a lot of times in my life, I have spent a lot of nights in recovery meetings, not because I was shopping, but it was an environment in which I didn't feel alone. I was able to see some eye candy and hear the message. But if you're not in recovery, listen, yoga studios are like happening in some places.
Oh,
So
nice. Okay.
there are a lot of communities, whether it's what is that stuff? My friend does it with the lifting and it's like they're obsessed. CrossFit.
Yes.
So whether you're in CrossFit, whether you do, I know those Orange Theory people are pretty fanatical, but you
Yes.
can a lot of communities through exercise. And then my third group are spiritual groups. I'm in a Buddhist group. They try and get me at things at least once a week. So yeah, I think it's really about finding connection in other ways.
100%. So here we have a fan story, Marco's Loop, we call it. Marco 38 wrote, I broke up with my ex 4 times. And each time she'd come back crying and I'd melt. My therapist said I was addicted to fixing her pain, not in love with her. Marco's story is like a classic trauma bond loop. He confused rescuing with romance. A lot of men do that, and women.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Listen, here's the problem. A lot of women love to nurture. They love to rescue. They love to fix, Yeah, I have to be very, very careful. I see a struggling alcoholic, and what can I do? How can I make them better? And sometimes I have to remind myself I'm not here to make their lives better. I mean, if they want to be in recovery, that's one thing, but
You had a message.
sorry. So can I tell you a funny story? Just because this is just funny. So we're on book tour right now. I have a new book out. It's the companion to the mother-daughter book. It's a workbook. It's fabulous. If you want personal development and family wellness, please check it out. It's on reachoutrecovery.com. But what was the point of this story? So we got an iPad, right? I don't really love iPads, but we needed another screen because we're on book tour. So it's like I realized very stupidly on the first podcast that you can't actually record yourself when you're recording a podcast with somebody.
Yeah.
And I can't, these are like successful people. I can't like be recording the screen and have them be like, have them be like, what are you doing? Like, so, but it's very important for me to get a few clips here and there because I need them for marketing and I need whatever. So we bought this iPad. So we've got the iPad now filming us when we do these things because it's such a good camera. But yikes, I'm all on Mac. So we decided to put my iCloud account in this iPad so that it would have all of our apps because we wanted all the Reach Out Recovery apps on it and to be able to go live, blah, blah, blah. Grace, my business iPad ring, it's texts, it's things coming in. it. I am trying to get like, how do if anybody knows how to disconnect
Yes.
your phone and your
Yeah.
email and all of these things
Good.
from an iPad so it can
Yeah.
actually look like a professional iPad?
Girl, ask ChatGPT. It's probably
Okay.
going to settings. Ask ChatGPT. I ask her everything.
This
She's
is
my
ridiculous.
muse.
I'm like,
I know, and it's ding, 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 ding. Well, it's like now, like things, get messed up. Now I don't know what's happening. It's not working the same way it always works, and
Right.
it's like a total disaster. But well, it's not a total disaster. It looks like a disaster for me because I'm such a perfectionist. But anyway, so let's go to practical tips, okay? Because we have more segments to go. We call it the withdrawal plan. And when you break a trauma bond, your brain will scream for that hit. So prepare like you're detoxing. Block, delete, and write down your why. 2, replace the bond with community, with friends, therapy, creative flow, being a nerd like me with quantum physics, whatever turns you on. 3, keep a craving journal. Every urge is an evidence of healing. Okay. Every urge that you suppress is an evidence of you going in the right direction. So there's some scientific backup on this. Can you tell us what it is, Lindsey?
I love neuroplasticity. So what neuroplasticity really means is that your brain can change. We have a lot of gray matter in our brain. And if we actually change our behavior and practice changed behavior, our brains change. The wiring changes. It's true. It's real. It happens. We're evidence of that. Yeah. So neuroplasticity research from Harvard's McLean Hospital in 2019 shows that repeated new behaviors, like reaching out to friends instead of your ex, can literally prune old neural pathways of attachment. Ooh. So the translation is, every time you don't text them, you're rewiring your brain. And I want to, say something that somebody said to me, and I always say it to myself. I never regret it when I don't do it.
Absolutely.
It's like when you do it, you make the call, you write the text, you go, whatever, there's a good chance you're going to regret it. But if you know it's a no-go and you don't do it, you don't regret it.
Absolutely. And let's also add that we're not crazy for missing them. We're just detoxing from our favorite bad idea.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to segment 4, which we called Emotional Sobriety, Healing the Nervous System After Toxic Love.
Okay.
Do you want to get into it?
I do. So when you have been in chaos for a long time, peace can feel both suspicious and a little boring. And that's because your nervous system got conditioned to equate adrenaline with feeling alive. So the science bit is that chronic cortisol from stress keeps your body in fight or flight. Yep. Okay. Yep. So when calm appears, your system thinks that something's wrong. It thinks that something's off. It doesn't say, oh, I'm safe. This is good. Let's feel comfortable. So Dr. Stephen Porges, polyvagal theory shows that safety cues, which are your breath, your tone, eye contact, can rewire the vagus nerve for regulation. Okay. So if your last 3 relationships felt like roller coasters, emotional sobriety might mean learning to live without motion sickness.
Well, we also have some practical tips, okay? And we call it the 5-minute reset. Place your hand on your chest and inhale for 4, hold for 2, and exhale for 6. And say out loud, I am safe, calm, it's not boring, it's healing. And do this before texting, before dating also, or when you're just scrolling. It resets your vagus nerve. And that's the most important thing. Once you reset that nerve, you're in a good path, right?
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. So there.
Yeah, go ahead. There's scientific backup for this. So can you let us know what that is?
Yeah, it's a 2020 Stanford study found that slow exhalation breathing reduces sympathetic nervous activity by 40%,
Mm.
meaning your body literally exits fight or flight in under 2 minutes. So, before you think somebody's too calm, remember that peace isn't the absence of passion, it's the absence of panic. Like
So
what
panic and passion are two different things, right? But they feel the same sometimes, don't
they
they?
do, but what a great reframer.
Yeah,
You look at
totally.
these people who seem so exciting and fun and like, oh, they're passionate. It's like, well, they're also going to cause me panic.
Yes, and pain, no thanks. Pain for no reason because you don't learn from that.
Yeah,
It's like I'm done learning. I just want to have fun right now.
yeah.
So there's a practical tip that we have also. We call it the calm chemistry test. So next time you meet someone, notice your body. Do you feel grounded or jittery? That thing in your stomach or like nervous? Are you relaxed or hypervigilant? That's a good one. Healthy
Mhm.
love feels like a deep breath, not a caffeine rush.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So, and I actually have a friend, a mentor who shared that with me once. She said that a healthy relationship should be a slow burn.
Yes.
So I thought that was really healthy and smart.
Hmm.
So we have a mini story. One listener wrote, I met someone so stable I thought I wasn't attracted. Turns out I'd mistaken anxiety for butterflies.
Yep.
So that's your body healing, maybe. Butterflies are cute, ulcers are not.
Yeah, definitely not. They can be deadly too. So stay away from ulcers, please. All
Yeah.
right, let's move on to segment number 5, your subconscious matchmaker, why you keep recasting the same role. Yeah, where life is a script and we keep casting the same role of boyfriend or girlfriend, right? It's like the
Mhm.
same person with different faces,
Yeah.
basically, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys ever notice how every ex feels like a different actor playing the same part?
Yeah.
That's not bad luck, honey. That's the subconscious holding auditions.
Yeah.
And I would love to read the science because I love Dr. Bruce Lipton and
Please go for it.
neuroscientist Dr. Bruce Lipton's work on cellular memory and subconscious programming shows that by age 7, 95% of your emotional patterns are hardwired. So when you meet someone who feels familiar, your brain is basically saying, we know this movie. Unfortunately, it might be a rerun of Trauma and Heartbreak Part 4. So,
Mm.
right?
Absolutely. So
Yes.
yeah, we were talking about that before. When you meet somebody and you're having that kind of connection and you feeling certain things, it's really important to remember, what does this remind me of? Who does this person remind me of? And what am I feeling? So, all right. Attachment echoes.
Yes.
That's another thing. So another study from the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships from 2021 found that adults subconsciously replicate early relational dynamics until new corrective experiences occur. So this is what we keep saying over and over. You date who your nervous system recognizes, not who your soul deserves.
100%. And that's why chemistry is sometimes just childhood calling with better lighting, really. And different faces, right?
Yeah. So, and again, we always want to make sure that none of this ever sounds critical, because if you are in
Yeah.
that place where you find yourself attracted to people who are not right for you, but you love them, or you keep repeating this pattern, or even right now you're sitting there looking, whoa, maybe there are some similarities through this. Again, none of this is to be critical. It's to help you be able to see the pattern and be able to question, is this what I want? Because if your goal is to get married, if your goal is to find a life partner or have children, then these aren't the right people. These people that are not consistent, responsible, don't want the same things. And once you get really, really clear on what you're looking for, then it's a little bit easier to find people who are looking for the same things. So instead of looking for somebody, oh, I'm attracted to him. Oh, he has the job I want. Oh, he's got the lifestyle I want. Trust me, no one knows better than I how attractive and seducing these things have been. I dated this Hollywood producer. Oh my God, this guy was slicker than deer guts on a doorknob,
Of course.
Can't imagine how many women that guy did that,
Oh,
game
girl.
on.
Yeah, they got it. It's like I said, they have a Signal group chat or something. They're just like,
Woo!
this is what works. It's just crazy. Well, we
But
do have, yes, go
oh,
ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to say we have some practical tips that we call the
Yes.
pattern audit. So what you can do, guys, is write down the last 3 people you dated and list then the top 3 feelings you had with each. Like, if were you anxious? Did you feel unseen? Were you nervous? Were you overly responsible? And circle any emotion that repeats. And whatever repeats, that's the pattern that you need to heal. Awareness is how you start reprogramming your subconscious. And that's why I love Dr. Bruce Lipton, because it is about reprogramming your subconscious and also finding new neural pathways, right? Routing those neural pathways. And it's doable. We can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And, the next study is a neuroplasticity research, and this is from the University College of London in 2010. And it shows that new neural pathways form after just 66 days of consistent behavior change. So this isn't a lifetime of work. It is an ongoing journey, but if you actually practice a lot of these behaviors for 3, 6, 9 months, you will see radical changes in your own behavior and radical changes in your own experience. So somebody you might have found attractive before, suddenly you're going to say, oh, wait, I know, the signals they're giving off, and I don't want that. And
Yeah,
that's a
no,
huge relief too.
100%. And we have a mini exercise here that we recommend. We call it the rewrite the script. So if you picture your inner director calling out, cut, let's try that scene again, but this time with boundaries. There's an improv game called New Choice, right? And so it reminds me of that improv game. So visualize how a healthy partner would respond. That mental rehearsal teaches your brain a new ending. Okay. So basically
Ooh.
we can rewire our brains, right? That's the bottom line of everything we've been saying. You don't have to be stuck in a pattern, an unhealed pattern. You can definitely get out of it. And we're giving you practical tips where you can do it on your own.
That's right.
All right. Segment 6. We're moving forward. We have 2 more to go. Healing the inner child from abandonment to emotional adulthood. Under every why did I date a moment is a younger self who just wanted to be chosen and seen and loved, right?
Absolutely. Looking for approval, looking for love, looking
Yes.
for approval. Um, and certainly that is such a common experience. Like there are memes about it. There was a whole TikTok thing. I think I was part of it, was like, was I on Schmugs when I was dating him? And the answer is yes,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but there is some therapeutic science here. So inner child work is something I did in my 30s when I was doing a lot of healing from my own childhood and whatever else. So inner child work comes from the humanistic psychology movement, Rogers, Young, and later John Bradshaw. So neuroscience confirms it. Like, this is science. This
Yes.
isn't just we think it. Um, the limbic system, the emotional brain, they don't distinguish between the past and present when triggered. So when a partner ghosts you, it's not just an adult hurting, it's also like your 5-year-old self reliving rejection from your parents. So, I certainly have had to stop myself in moments where I've had a very extreme reaction to something in dating. And I've
Yes.
really stop myself and go, why are you having this reaction? Because I don't
Right.
even think it's about this person.
Yeah,
I
because you don't even like them like that
Yeah,
much.
and dating is really triggering. A lot,
Yes.
I have to say, a lot of things come up for me regularly in dating. Whether it's people doing things on their dating profiles that I find sus, or
Yeah.
Wanting to move really quickly, really fast, if you're not feeling the same way. There are a lot of things that will trigger me right into, and I'll be really angry at them. And
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, I'll get really angry, and I won't be angry to them to their face, but I'll be home and I'll be like, why did that happen? And what were they thinking? And I really have to stop myself and go, listen, this is a guy that's interested in you, and he did X, Y, and Z, and you're responding to it from a different place. So it's important to be compassionate to yourself and other people when those things happen.
100%. So we have some practical tips. The reparenting ritual. Find a photo of yourself as a child and say out loud, I'm here now. You are safe and loved. And also do one nurturing or act daily, like rest, do some art, eat some healthy food, laugh with your friends. Consistency teaches the nervous system a new baseline of safety. And can you give us the scientific backup for what I just said?
Yes, but I want to add one more that the therapist I did inner child work made me sit there and do. She said to me, choose the age when you still felt innocent before things started going really long and wrong in your life. And I said, I choose 10. So she would say, I'm going to invite 10-year-old Lindsey into the room, and 10-year-old Lindsey is going to sit with us. So let's say I was dating somebody that wasn't behaving well. She would say, would you hand 10-year-old Lindsey to this guy? And I'd be like, oh, no! And she'd be like, why are you handing adult Lindsey to this guy?
I love that.
So choose yourself at an age where you feel that you are still really innocent. Invite yourself into the conversation and ask yourself, is this what I would want for little Grace? Is this the relationship I would want for her? Is this how I would want her to be treated? Okay, the scientific backup, a 2019. Oh my God, I am so.
You can totally disconnect it. Is it a text message? You can just go to, if you have a Mac, go to text message and quick text message. Yeah, that's all you need to do. It's okay. Let's read. Don't worry. Guys, there's going to be like dings because she's very popular. So
that's right. At 29, it was one of the guys I'm dating. Just kidding. A 2019 Harvard Center on the Developing Child report showed that self-compassion practices activate the insula and prefrontal cortex, reducing emotional reactivity by up to 30%. That's emotional regulation in action.
Wow. Yeah. And one listener shared with us, I kept attracting emotionally unavailable men until I became available to myself. That's what that's what I was saying, kind of. Now I check in with me first. That's not selfish. That's actually self-parenting.
Beautiful.
Yes. And can you give us a practical tip on this?
Okay, so we love boundaries at Reach Out Recovery. Boundaries are what keep you safe and what keep other people safe.
Yes.
And they're all different kinds of boundaries. So look into boundaries, but think of boundaries as parenting your inner child. When you say no, you're telling little you, I won't let anyone hurt us again. That came out awkward. When you say no to somebody or something, you're telling your little self,
yes,
won't let anyone hurt us again. So that builds trust within yourself, and it really is the foundation of healthy love.
Love that. Okay, you want me to try to do your video about Reach Out Recovery? I'm going to try, okay? If I mess up. All right, let's go for it.
Not getting along with your mom or your daughter, it's a unique kind of heartbreak. The strain can seep into every corner of your life. Your peace, your confidence, your other relationships can all suffer. The silence on holidays or days like Mother's Day, it's deafening. But healing is possible. I know because I've done it. And if reconciling isn't an option, healing, relief, and understanding are still possible for you. My book, The Mother-Daughter Relationship Makeover, offers 4 transformative steps to guide your journey. With revealing your backstory, you can uncover the roots of your relationship dynamics. With exploring your emotional and behavioral landscape, you can understand the patterns that shape your interactions. With discovering your triggers and repairing the damage of trauma, you can identify pain points and learn strategies for healing. And in step 4, you can either commit to the relationship you want or the new life you want by defining and pursuing the connection you aspire to have. See, here's the thing. No matter what your story, you deserve happiness and healing. And this book and 4-step process will help you get there.
All right, let's see if I do it right. I did it right. Yeah. No, they changed, Restream changed the way that you show the little video. So, okay, I figured out what they changed. They do that. These platforms keep changing. Oh, we made it better. No, you haven't. You didn't make it
And now
better.
I'm confused.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now you made me mess up the life, but I didn't mess up the life. We just roll with it, right? All right. Segment 7. We're almost there, guys. Rebuilding trust and self-worth after betrayal. Did you ever look back on a breakup and think, was I dating a person or a public relations illusion? Yeah, that's betrayal trauma. And it really hits deeper than heartbreak. And there's a science behind that.
Yeah, I just want to explain this a little bit better because I didn't understand that when I first read it. So let's make sure I'm understanding it right.
Sure.
So when you think, was I dating a person or a public relations illusion? I think what we mean is somebody who just acted perfect all the time, but wasn't really the person they seemed to be in the relationship.
Exactly. I think it's like PR, like the actor I dated, he had a PR personality and he had his personality with me. So it looked good when I was with him out in public because, oh, she's the love of my life. She's and then, when we were behind closed doors, yes, she's the love of my life, but then I'm going to abuse her.
And I think if you're looking for some context, narcissists do this.
Yeah.
They want to look like the perfect partner, employee, whatever, but then behind closed doors, they can be awful.
Yep.
People with addictions can do this kind of stuff. It's really important to look a certain way to the world. But, and what's crazy making about it is the world is telling you how fabulous this person is and how lucky you are. And you feel really bad and crazy sometimes because you're at home with this person or you're alone and you think I'm miserable and this person isn't good to me and isn't really the person people think they are. So it really is a betrayal. And when you move on I remember, I will never be specific to who and what happened, but one relationship I walked away from and all I wanted to do was like write a blog and be like, this person is not who you think they are.
Yeah, exactly.
He had created such an incredible surface that it would have been shocking for people to know. Okay.
Absolutely. And what's the science behind that?
That betrayal actually activates the same pain pathway as physical injury. Eisenberger and Lieberman, that's UCLA 2004. So when trust is broken, the brain releases cortisol and shuts down oxytocin receptors, the very chemistry that creates safety. So if you felt like you can't ever trust anybody ever again, it's because your body temporarily really can't and doesn't want to.
Yeah. Absolutely. Your self-worth didn't disappear, guys. It's just under emotional quarantine, basically.
That's right.
So we have some practical tips, the micro trust rebuild. So start with yourself. Keep one small promise daily, like drinking water or finishing that walk or reading that book. Track it. Each check mark teaches your brain that consistency, which means also safety to the brain. When ready, extend that trust outward slowly. And we have some scientific backup.
So a 2018 University of Zurich study found that oxytocin release increases again when individuals engage in small, predictable self-care routines after betrayal. So Translation, bubble baths and boundaries really are biochemical therapy. So let me explain this in one more way before we move on to the fan story. I told you I'm working on my curriculum for teens.
Yes.
So part of what we also do with the teens is we talk about all of this, because in the teen guide, it's for substance abuse prevention. But what we really talk to them about is you can replace the kind of highs that outside things will give you with natural highs.
Yes.
So the first thing we want to teach these teenagers is exercise, laugh, dance, make music, make art, do activities, like yoga if you have anxiety. Start looking for ways to release stress and to feel better that aren't grabbing something from the outside, but really finding activities that are nurturing. So it's really important. Like we say bubble baths, but whatever makes you feel good, whatever makes you feel safe, and actually choosing to say no, choosing to put yourself first. These are the kinds of acts that if you repeat them over and over, it'll get a lot easier with time.
100%. We have a fan reflection here, a story a listener wrote. After my ex cheated, I deleted every dating app and took myself on 52 solo dates. And I realized the most loyal relationship I could ever have was with me. So true.
That is so funny. I had a sponsor who once told me to date myself.
Yes. Absolutely. Last year, I took myself to a restaurant every Monday by myself because I love that restaurant. And that was my self date. And I loved it.
Yeah. It's a really healing experience, actually. Like, and she would also say, pick a perfect date.
Yeah.
Like, you want to go to dinner and the movies and get flowers, do it all.
I know. And I love that.
Give yourself what you need, because then it's easier to ask other people for what you need. So here's the facts. If you don't trust yourself, you will outsource intuition to someone who doesn't deserve it. You'll keep handing your heart, your little baby heart. Don't hand your little baby heart over and over to the same person who's going to step on it. Make that decision right now that
Absolutely.
going to look for something different.
Yes. And here's the solution. So the healthy attraction rewire and closing thoughts. Okay. So here's where we turn science into daily magic. Okay, there's something called neuroplastic love rewire. Dr. Joe Dispenza and Stanford neuroscientists alike found that visualizing new emotional states for 10 minutes a day activates the same neural circuits as real experience. So you can literally train your brain to prefer peace over chaos, basically.
Yes.
Are you getting messages, Lindsey?
But we do have a practical tip.
Yeah, go ahead. Read the practical tips, girl.
It's the morning rewire ritual. Okay. So number 1, upon waking, imagine a relationship that feels safe and light. Number 2, notice the sensation in your body. That's your new set point. Okay. If you're someone like me that says, I reset to depressed, no, take that out of the script. You're setting to a place of light and safe. Number 3, anchor it with music or movement and repeat daily for 21 days. You're literally installing healthy chemistry. So wake up, imagine a relationship that feels safe, notice how you feel, anchor it with music or movement.
Absolutely. And there's actually scientific backup for this. A 2022 Harvard study on neuroemotional conditioning found that consistent positive imagery increased serotonin levels and reduced amygdala reactivity by 25%. So we can redefine the chemistry and compatibility, right? Like the old definition would be electric chaos that keeps me guessing. The new definition will be emotional safety that lets me expand. Compatibility isn't sameness, it's co-regulation. I love that. And you can give us some practical tips about the chemistry checklist.
Okay. So as we're starting to pay attention to our body when the bad things are happening, we are also paying attention to our body when the good things are happening. We want our green checks. We want our green flags. So this is the chemistry checklist. First, can I breathe around them?
Good one.
Next, do they show up when they say they will? And I would add, do they call when they say they will? And
Exactly.
they
Yeah.
say they will,
Yeah.
because that's a really big one. Call you tomorrow, and then you don't hear, and you're like,
Exactly.
wait a minute, did he
Yeah.
mean it? So, and then the next one is, I don't have to shrink to keep the peace.
Yes. And if those 3 boxes light up, that's real chemistry, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and I also read that last one is I can be myself. So I can share my political views. I can share my eating habits. I can share my health issues, and I don't feel I have to hide anything from this person.
100%. And we have some closing thoughts. The comeback of the heart, that's how we call it. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about this, what we wrote.
Okay, so healing from bad dating isn't about proving you're lovable. It's remembering you always were.
Ooh.
So when you rewire your patterns, you don't just attract better partners, you attract better versions of yourself.
100%. So next time you catch yourself missing the chaos whisper, that's just old software, honey. Then update it with self-respect. All right. Well, in this episode, if this episode spoke to your heart and maybe dragged you your last 3 exes, share it with someone who needs hope and a laugh. Subscribe to us, Reach Out Recovery in the State of Gracefraga, and leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. And if you have any stories you want to share with us, also let us know in the comments, because healing is fun. And when you do it with science, humor, and Grace and Lindsey, it's even more fun.
That's right.
So anyway, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. We love you, and I hope that this helped you.